I also want to ask you about the situation in Israel and Gaza. You know very well what urban combat looks like. You commanded American troops in some of those very circumstances. When you look at the number of civilian deaths in Gaza, what does that tell you about the way Israel is waging this fight, and should they be doing it a different way?
Well, first of all, to the point that you made, Lester, is that this is a complex environment. You know, it's a three-dimensional fight. You know, rooftops, alleyways, tunnels underground. So very difficult. And to compound that, Hamas routinely centers itself in and amongst the civilian population, puts its command and control facilities, its logistical nodes underneath schools and hospitals. We are going to continue to provide support to Israel so it can defend itself. But number two, there are clearly ways to ensure that we're protecting the civilian population and moving the civilian population out of harm's way. And there are ways to be more precise in terms of achieving one's objectives. So I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. You can accomplish your objectives and still protect the civilian population.
And Prime Minister Netanyahu has stated his goal very clearly, that is to destroy Hamas. Putting the politics of that aside, militarily, is that even possible?
Well, Lester, as we both know, Hamas is an idea. And the way that you defeat an idea is with a better idea. And so not only do you have to defeat Hamas's military capability, but you must do the right things to provide for the civilian population so that you strip the civilian population away from Hamas.
And Mr. Secretary, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your health. I know you recently had another treatment related to your prostate cancer that required you to temporarily transfer authority. How are you doing right now, sir?
That treatment was not related to the cancer. It was something that we had planned. But to answer your question, I'm doing fine. My doctors are taking good care of me and cancer-free at this point.
So those are great words to hear, I'm sure, for you and your family. Secretary, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Safe travels.
Well, thanks, Lester. Good to talk to you.
Now to the deadly tornado outbreak stretching from Michigan to Maryland. While in the West tonight, record-breaking heat. Aaron McLaughlin joining us now from the storm zone. Aaron, good evening.
Lester, they've been cleaning this up all day. A fallen tree completely crushed that home. You can see a downed power line just dangling over there. It's the latest destruction in a season of climate issues.
That is a tornado.
A tornado tearing through the city limit, injuring 5 and leaving a trail of destruction Wednesday evening, just 25 miles outside of Washington, D.C.
I see all the debris flying in there, and I was like, this is probably it right here.
It was definitely like an eerie feeling.
Travis Murphy filmed this video of the tornado from the roof of his apartment.
We rarely get any extreme weather events, much less a tornado.
Residents living on hard-hit Dogwood Drive say they've never seen anything like it.
Did you know what to do?
Not really. I thought Maryland's pretty, safe.
Next door, Martin Perez and his family were trapped when a tree fell on his house. They're now safe.
See my daughter and my wife's on my side. My wife's bleeding.
Last night, a dozen apparent tornadoes struck the state of Maryland, with a total of 22 reported across 5 states. At least one was deadly. In Michigan, a 2-year-old boy died when a massive tree fell on his house while he and his mother were sleeping, according to first responders. And out west, extreme temperatures, with 27 million living under heat alerts from Texas to California. Phoenix expected to reach a sweltering 113. At a campaign event with former President Trump, 11 people treated for heat exhaustion. All this before the summer's even begun. Tonight, in even the unlikely places, residents say they're wary of what's next. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News, Gaithersburg, Maryland.